Welcome back to Cats in Camo. I'm Dan, and this time we're on the range and I get to shoot first. Normally Allie goes first, but with the steel setup, I get to go first. We're shooting the H&K VP9. I had a lot of fun with it on the paper with the one torso. Apparently now the aliens have multiplied and they all have metal exoskeletons. I have 10 rounds in the magazine. What we have here is we have a torso on the left. I'm going to double tap that. And then we have 5 alien zombie heads poking up. The goal is to drop each one of the zombie heads and then double tap the torso on the right. If you add all that up, that's only 9 shots, and I have 10 in the magazine. I have 1 extra shot. If I make all of these, I get 1 chance at the mothership. Allie put an 8-inch steel gong out at 40 yards on the hillside. If I can go 9 for 9, I get 1 shot at the mothership. And let's see how the VP9 goes, transitioning from target to target. You ready? Basically replicated the old cowboy action shooting tin cans off of a fence. But Allie doesn't like tin cans near as much as she likes bowling pins. And this is how she bowls from now on. So she's got 6 bowling pins and 1 of my cans of shaving cream. Again. Alright, the VP9. Loaded, not chambered.
Well, I guess that's it for me.
I'm going to finish Allie's course 4 with the VP9. If I'm going to be Allie, I have to be the same size. So, here, the VP9 and Allie's bowling lane of doom. With 1 to spare. Haha, I made a bowling joke. I think I'm in love.
Oh boy.
I know, again.
Again.
I understand what the buzz was about with this gun when it came out.
Yeah?
Yes. Now let's talk about how we did on the range.
We got 8 categories on a 5-point bullet system, with 5 being the best and 1 being the worst. 3 being average.
So let's start first with comfort of grip. It has 3 different back straps and side panels that can be adjusted to fit into your hands, so you can really customize this gun. And in this case, this gun fits in my hand off the draw every time without having to adjust it again. If you've shot a lot and done tactical drills, you know what I'm talking about, where you grab the gun and you take that first shot, and then halfway through your drill, you're adjusting your grip to get where you really want it. This gun goes right where I want it, immediately off the draw every time. 5.
I gotta say, when I first picked up this gun, it did feel a little awkward. I mean, it's a fairly big gun by comparison to my hands, and it did feel a little bulky, a little awkward. Even though I like the whatever these grips are, the texture. In
fairness, it is set up for my hands. We didn't change out all the grips passing back and forth because I didn't tell her we could.
Anyways, I gave it a 4.
See, it still worked.
When I got on the range and actually started shooting it, it did not feel bulky anymore. It actually felt kind of comfortable, so that's why I'm giving it a 4.
Talk about the sights on this gun. This one comes standard with Trijicon night sights. I love that. They're during the daylight, obviously. They don't glow in the dark, which Allie's still depressed about. But these are really well designed. They have a front sledge here so that a ledge catch so you can rack the slide one-handed if you need to. I really like that feature, even though I hope to never ever need it. But for picking up the target just immediately, really like these sights. I'm giving it a 4.
Well, until we actually do some night shooting, night sights don't really mean much to me, and I hate saying that because I know there's going to be some people out there that are just going to be like, well, they're still night sights, so they're better than regular just white dots. Well, I'm sorry, they're white dots to me. I haven't seen them glow, I haven't been outside in the dark with them, I've never been shot in the dark, so I have to give it a 3 out of 5.
Well, let's talk about the trigger. I love this trigger. I'm a hammer-fired semi-auto guy, and I like this trigger better than any other trigger I've shot. So, 5.
Being a new shooter, I'm still trying to figure out what the difference is between hammer fire and striker fire, and that's just something that's probably going to come with time. But needless to say, I did like this trigger. I thought it was a little above and beyond what I was expecting. It did feel really nice to shoot it, so I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Well, let's talk about perceived recoil. It's a light gun. Comes in under 27 ounces. But for all that, it still mitigates recoil really well. It's easy to do double taps and splits and things where it comes back on point, and it's comfortable. It doesn't feel like you're fighting the gun to get it where it needs to go. For perceived recoil, I gave it a 4.
Whether this has to do with my size or the fact that it's just kind of a big gun and the grips was not made for small hands, or what, maybe I was holding it wrong. The recoil in this gun was more than I expected from a 9mm. I've shot a few by now, and it just seemed to kick more than I expected it to. So for that reason, I gave it a 2.
Well, let's talk about accuracy. I'm not even going to talk about it. You watched the shooting. I'm giving it a 5. It is the most accurate gun I shoot.
Well, when I shot this gun, I had mixed results. When I shot on paper, all but one made it inside the head.
Yeah.
And there was just one that I missed, which seemed like, okay, this is going to be, it's going to get a good high score on accuracy. But then I took it to my specialty course with the bowling pins, and I got 1 out of 7 shots. And I think I might have had even I don't know if I had 10 rounds or if I only had 7, but I only hit 1 target out of all the rounds that I had. And so it fell short of my expectations. So good on paper, bad on specialty, evens out to a nice 3 out of 5.
Average alley. Let's talk about ease of reload. The paddle release on the VP9 is large, it's easy to find, and it's comfortable and fast. And beyond that, the scallops, the beveling here makes it ridiculously easy to get the next magazine in. The slide release works great. Again, for a stock handgun, best in the industry. I'm giving it a 5.
One of the things that I like about this gun is it's ambidextrous. The paddle's on both sides of the gun. Yay!
And the slide release, yeah.
So it's right there, plus for me. But I have to agree, you hit that paddle and it's easy to hit, it's easy release, easy to get back in. When I was practicing with this, I actually felt like I could speed reload, like bam, 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 and go. It just felt like so easy and so clean. Yeah, I would have to give it a 5. Yeah, that was amazing. It was.
Allie gave out a 5. Let's talk about one of the most important, reliability. The gun functions no matter what. we were using some inexpensive ammo, and by inexpensive I mean we're never getting it again, where we had enough trouble in some of the practice runs and stuff when we weren't filming that we had problems with cases overexpanding and jamming and needing the whole gun disassembled. We're not using it. This gun ate all of it without a hiccup. No burps, no belches, no nothing. It just runs. I'm giving it a 5.
I would say most actually of the guns that I'm shooting on this channel, it's the very first time I've ever picked this gun up. This one included. And I only shoot one kind of ammo through it as far as I know. So I've got one type of ammo to go off of, and I've got just what happened on the range. So it seemed standard. It seemed like what I would expect from a gun. If I picked up a gun, I want it to go boom, I want it to fire, I don't want it to jam, and that's what it did. So 3 out of 5.
We're going to talk about ease of maintenance and cleaning. This gun works ridiculously easy. It's simple to do, and it has a double capture recoil spring, so it doesn't come apart, and it goes back together stupid easy. You can literally take this gun all the way apart, leave all the pieces on the table, with your eyes closed, put it back together. If we do make Allie ever take a gun apart on camera, it'll probably be this one, because it just works. It's simple, it's easy. I'm giving it a 5.
I would have to agree that it does seem a little quicker, easier, I guess, than some other guns out there. And because of that, I am going to give it a 4.
And this striker fired gun will come apart without having to pull the trigger, and that safety feature by itself bumps this up to a 5 for me. Otherwise it would have been a 4.
That's fair.
And that means we get to add all this up, and you're going to need a calculator for my score. Actually, it's not really that tough. Don't look for one. I saw that. All right, for our totals then, I have a new record. This has the highest score of any gun we've reviewed. I gave it a 38 out of 40.
I have an extremely different score of 28. So how much does a gun like this actually cost? I
Actually,
mean, with a 38 score, I mean...
Retails for $719, and normally you can find this gun in the $650 to $700 range.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you enjoyed this video, point those crosshairs at the like button down below. And make sure to stay tuned for more reviews coming soon. See you then.
HK, my hat's off to you. Allie kept her hat on. She's disrespectful.
I like my hat.
It's a cute hat.